today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Latino hate crimes went up 700%.
The stigma, it's sickening.
It's my property. Get off. You and your illegal.
She's banging on the door with a hammer.
She traumatized my whole family.
What makes this a hate crime?
She said my family, they don't belong in American property.
I'm coming back. You wait and see.
Let's do it.
We were denied because we don't have an address, and it made me upset because I don't know this woman at all. I'm just trying to keep her away.
We're going to meet a 20-year veteran of the LAPD who says hate incidences are not criminal acts, even if they're motivated by bias. We'll talk about that when we come back. Did you feel any conflict at all on your part when you claim the group targeted Latinos some? When that was happening, did you feel any conflict, or were you down with that for a period of
Oh, no,
life?
I definitely felt conflict with several things. You know, there was targeting of the LGBTQ plus community. There was targeting of Latinos. My granddaughter's Latino. I'm not a straight man. So, you know, these were conflicts that were there. But, you know, in private conversations with Stuart Rhodes and stuff, he would have a different messaging. And for a long time, he tried to very much paint a picture that there wasn't a racist element. You know, it was just, going up against the federal government. But that all crept in, and that all changed, and that all evolved. And, you know, that really began a much harder right turn.
But this propaganda that you put out, a lot of it that you authored, hurt people like Fatima and Robert, hurt people like these street vendors, fan the flames to get people incited to violence.
It certainly played a role, and I need to take responsibility for that. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to testify before Congress, and the work I'm doing now with speaking with nonprofits all across the country. But I have to take responsibility for that. I've got to own that, because you're right. I did play a part of it. And when I watched what was happening on January 6th, it was a gut punch to me.
I just find it frustrating that you had to wait until you felt it was happening to you when someone was trying to delete Jewish history with the Holocaust, because that's what's happening right now with Proud Boys and all these extremely right groups. They are deleting our history with Native genocide across the whole continent. And it's sickening that sometimes you have to wait until it happens to you to show empathy.
And Cheryl, you're saying that most of what he's talking about is not a crime.
Well, no, it's not. And it's interesting that he, says this, and I appreciate your candor. I appreciate you. He's not alone. And there are lots of folks like him who are on those 18,000 police departments who get those calls to help this gentleman, to help this family, and who do nothing because they have that same mindset. They haven't had that come to Jesus meeting yet that he has had. We know that KKK and white supremacists have infiltrated, according to the FBI, police departments. And so it's easy to understand how you jump from then police officers responding to do a thing. They took an oath to protect and to serve, and then they show up and they kind of just foo away your complaint, or they do everything but provide you with the service that you're so deserving of, and that needs to be dealt with.
I would like to know how you think what happened to Fatima is not a hate crime.
I didn't say that it's not a hate crime. I just said that what I think about their situation is, first of all, I think that maybe they didn't articulate to the officers who responded the right verbiage to get the kind of response that they should have got. I didn't say that it wasn't. I see her at the door with a hammer. These are good people. They're peaceful people. And that's what bullies tend to go after. They go after people who they know won't come for them. I promise you, she'd have come to my door once.
Yeah. We're going to meet. I ain't coming to your door ever. We're going to meet a woman who decided to conduct an experiment by bringing two opposing groups, Latino immigrants and Trumpers with anti-immigrant sentiments, together. You were talking about hate crimes, and today we're focusing on hate speech and hate crimes against the Latino community. There are two things that have really jumped out. One is ignorance. I mean, it's just pure ignorance. That's what you were just demonstrating so well. But the other thing, besides ignorance, is those people that hate, and I mean aggressively hate, have a common trait of being very insecure, having very low self-esteem, and needing to find someone that they can tell themselves they're better than. And the fact of the matter is, that doesn't help them at all. Shooting down somebody else's balloon does not elevate your position in this world at all. And if you couple that with ignorance, where they don't even understand anything about the people that they're biased and prejudiced against, then they're just victimizing people they don't know or they don't understand. So if you're a hater, if you're one of those keyboard bullies, or you're somebody that's out picking on a street vendor, or going in a restaurant and showing your ass by behaving that way, you need to really ask yourself, why am I so insecure? Why have I got such low self-esteem that I have to find somebody to pretend I'm superior to? That problem is yours, not theirs. Thank you guys for coming and talking about this. You didn't have to do that. And I want to thank my guests today, including Jason Tatenhove and Eden. Thank you for being here and talking about your advocacy. Cheryl, I'm glad you're my friend. And